Hey guys, how's it going? 2099 here. In this video I will be reviewing the Ezcap 280 or Ezcap, whatever you want to call it. It's a HD capture card. I got this a while back and I already had a video on it that was like most popular of this kind of, whenever you search it comes up. But yeah, I had it removed because of somebody flagged it and all that kind of stuff. So in this video I will be making another, this is my second video and I'm going to be reviewing this, going to be showing you examples, how to set it up and basically everything. Now before we get into it, I do not have the box of it because I've thrown it away just like ages ago. So what I'll just tell you about is that whatever it comes in with. So it comes with the thing itself. It comes with this crappy little HDMI to HDMI cable. It's basically this long. Like seriously, it's not all that long, and it's quite restricting as well. As you can see, it's like not really nice. And it also comes with its power supply, and that's basically all you need just to get set up. Now the reason it comes with this is because you're gonna have to plug wherever you wanna record, for example your Xbox or anything, into it, and then from this into your TV. So it's like a little split up, much like a splitter. So yeah, other than that, let's get into the review. First I'll be talking about the device itself and we're gonna take a look around it. Alright, so let's first take a look around the device. Well, this is the top basically, and this is the front. Alright, this is the back, okay, and this is the front. Just say alright, because that's the human logic and all that kind of crap. So on the top, well, it's basically got nothing other than a nice little design. It's a stylish kind of design, if you can see this, not in a very nice position, but it says HD video capture for some reason. Should side the card over here. I don't know, they missed it out or anything, but it's got a nice design all around it. At the bottom it's got some holes just to cool it down when it gets hot, but it doesn't really get hot. This is a Chinese capture card, if you are wondering, and I actually got it for very cheap money, and surprised me because this thing actually is quite a beast of a capture card, believe it or not. And I'll be showing you the reason all that about it in the examples bit. But let's take a look around the device first. So this is at the front. Now it's got a USB host over here. There are some complaints that I got about that and some questions. I'll be answering all your questions or everything just a little bit at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. That's basically where you put your hard drive or anything, just so you can throw the videos onto there. So it doesn't know where to actually keep the videos, so you're gonna have to give it a source. So that's where it goes to keep the videos. Now this is line in. Now before we get into these, you can only use it if you're using this YPBPR input. I don't know why, but if you're using that, then you can only use these, otherwise you basically can't. No, other than that one, you can use that one on anything. This is lining, basically it's like 3.5mm male to a 3.5mm male. So for example, if you got a background music or anything on your phone, you can basically output that straight into here, and it'll actually put it into the background of your gameplay video or anything like that. This is microphone. Basically you can plug in a microphone on here. Now this and that only works with this one, like I said. This is basically just like a standard 3.5mm out, where you can stick in your headphones or anything, and you can actually just listen to whatever is recording. That over there is a LED, is just an indicator if it's recording or not. That is the record button, nice and clicky. Other side is got nothing, this side is got nothing. At the bottom it's got some neck level stuff with some holes and 4 screws you can just like simply open up. Now at the back, so that is basically where you power the device from. Now it takes 240 volts from the AC adapter, so don't expect it to run on a power bank or anything. That is basically something that I will tell you about later on. This is basically the output, that's basically the input. Now let me get something straight over here, because I had a lot of confusion in the last video. It comes with this HDMI cable, but it also comes with another one that actually goes into this and goes into all these other analog different kind of color kind of cables, and that's basically used to record your PS3. Alright, and this is the output. Now they gave this cable because they want you to put it in here, and put it straight into your TV, so you can see wherever this thing is gonna record. And that's what I use it for all the time. And I don't know, it just seems to work, and it's basically supposed to do that. That is just an input. Now you can put any input from into here, whatever you want to record. Like, so for example, if I want to record my phone, I can just throw the input there through HDMI. If I want to record my iPad, get the adapter, throw it in there, and it'll basically record anything that you throw into it. Xbox One, PS4, PS3, everything. It does have a support for HDCP though, so you're gonna want to remove that. I know how to remove it. There are some other videos on YouTube showing you what you need to remove it, but at the moment I do not have the product to actually remove it, so I cannot show you that. So just bear with me. You can just get some kind of a splitter, and it'll basically remove the HDCP, and you can, you know, record whatever you want after that. So that's basically all is at the back. And I did get a lot of questions about setting all this crap up, so I'll be answering them once again at the end of the video. So yeah, now let's move on to the next bit. Alright, so now I'm gonna show you how you can actually set this thing up. Got everything on the side. I'm just gonna pick it up and throw it into here, and just to give you an example of how it should be when it's already set up. So first you're gonna need of course the power adapter for the power source. It already comes with this. So you're gonna want to plug that in the back over here, and this PWR thing, and then that's basically plugged in. Then just throw this into the back of a wall plug, and then it should be working. So that's in the wall plug, and whenever you turn it on, it basically turned on. But it's not gonna record anything, because if it doesn't detect any input as well as input from the USB hub or anything, it basically won't record. So that's just a limitation that they put on, but that's to be expected, because what is it going to record and where is it going to put? They've actually stopped that, so that's clever. At the front over here is a microphone in. You're going to want to use some kind of microphone like this. I don't know why, but you know, a 3.5mm microphone. Now this is a pretty long one, so just plug one into there, and then it should basically pick up anything that you say into here, and it'll put it real time into the game. So yeah, we're gonna just put that to the side. Now at the back, I'll actually show you the basically for a setup for that, but because it's pretty much simple for that too. Well, it comes with this cable. Sorry for not telling you before, but it comes with this cable. Now this basically you should be able to recognize, you know, your video and audio and everything, you know, audio channels and video signal, everything, and it all shrinks it all up into this little cable which goes right at the back. Now your PS3 is gonna stick into here, not through the HDMI. They want you to record your PS3 through the multimedia cable out. I don't know whatever it's called, but there is a video on that, an English one. So, and that video is basically inspired by my last video of this replica capture card, and that basically shows you how you can get a PS3 set up and not have to worry about the HDCP. So this cable basically goes into the back just like so basically stuck in, and then just leave it and plug anything you want from the signals, anything old that you have around. You want to record, just plug it in there, and it'll basically show you on here. Now it does come with the cable itself once again. Now you can either use this for the input or the output from this. In this case, I'm just gonna put it for the input. So wherever you want to record from HDMI, basically stuck in there, but it's only gonna recognize one, and it likes to recognize HDMI better than that. So whenever you put HDMI in, it's gonna throw that off. It's not basically not gonna use this, so I'm gonna put this away. We don't really need to use that. So this basically goes into your Xbox or whatever, and it's basically gonna come here. From there, it's gonna go out of there. Now this cable is supposed to be in there if you want to get it out, but you're gonna want to get a longer cable than this one, and also another one. Like, you're gonna need two of them. Now this thing comes with one, so if you already got one, you shouldn't be worrying about that. Basically it goes out to your TV from the Xbox in, or your PS3 in from here, and basically show you what you're gonna be recording or anything like that. Then what you're gonna need is for it to somewhere to record and all that kind of crap. Now in this case I basically use a all-in-one mini card reader which I got from eBay. Now I basically use micro SDs, so I got this USB card reader. Now it's a USB 2.0, remember that. So it's not gonna need a very high speed to record a good quality or anything, because it basically doesn't record at low quality, only records a good quality. Now the card I basically use is not this one. This is a crap card. I just put this in because I don't really use this anymore at the time being. But yeah, actually I use this, but not like when I don't need it and that. So basically just gonna put this in. Now the minimum I recommend is getting a class 10 SD card, or you can get a hard drive, 1 terabyte hard drive and all that, which you can get from eBay or anything for about 50 and all. So you can just plug that in and live your life off that. Or you can get one of these for £2. But the card that I basically recommend using is class 10 Samsung Evo 15GB or something like that. It's probably 16GB something, so something like that. I don't really remember that. But yeah, I'm guessing it's 16GB, the orange one, one with the line and that. Basically put this in here and you won't get any stutters or anything off this capture card, and basically you're gonna be able to record like, you know, the best quality you can. So then what you're gonna want to do is get something for an output. Now this is where your headphones go. Let me get those. Alright, now I use these headphones for the time being. They're not really all that great, but like people said that they're not great, but I think they're like freaking awesome. So they are quite long, so let me just take off the microphone, because there's another way you can record microphone and all that kind of stuff. Alright, basically these headphones come with 2 of these wires. Now as you can see that these match color over here. If you're not colorblind, then you should be able to. Now this is basically for the microphone, so it just goes in here. This is for the headphone, so it goes in here. So now both of the cables for this headphone are basically plugged in. That basically means you'll hear everything, that all the sound that your PS3 or your PS4 is giving out, and also you'll be able to record your commentary. Boom, straight off there. Alright, so that's quite nice. So this basically is pretty much the simple setup of if you want to record anything of it. So but if you didn't get a good idea, I'll come back to it after in the end of the video, just to show you if, when I'm answering your questions and all that. But now I'm gonna go and show you some examples, and also how it actually looks like, when it's set up. So let's do that now. Alright, so we're not in my room at the moment. This is basically my setup for recording. As you can see, the capture card is right over here. It's all plugged into everything, and I'll show you what is basically plugged into. This is basically my screen of my PC. I know it's a glare and that because I'm right next to my window and all that. But so let's just take a look at the capture card first. So over here as you can see, it's gone green. Basically that means it's on. Now if I press that button, it's gonna go orange. That basically means it's actually starting to record whatever it is on the screen. So if I move this around, it basically shows you that it's moving. This is basically what I've plugged it into. Now as you can see, is that orange card that I was talking about. If my camera is gonna focus on it, right there, it's a 16GB Samsung Evo card, whatever you want to call it, and that basically goes all the way up to my headset right over here. And all of this is basically whoever is plugged into there, basically coming from my PC. This switch is right over here. So basically you want to start off with the power plug, and now it's a mess around here, but I'll just show you. Now this basically powers everything, basically this and that, and it also gives me power for the PC. That's basically going in through there, and that is basically the HDMI cable that goes all the way around into the capture card right over there. This basically comes all the way around here into my TV, so that basically into my TV right over there, and that is basically just for the power to the capture card. So that basically wasting 240 volts. The TV is wasting right around 100 or something. I don't know how much it is, but altogether, all in all, it's basically wasting a lot of energy, but it's plugged in and everything, and basically records and everything. But that's all I wanted to show you at this moment. Now if I do anything, for example press the Windows key, this crap is gonna pop up. If I take my headphones off my TV, of course, but as you can see my cursor is right over here. Now I'll put this around on basically let me just open this folder up. So as you can see, the folder opened up. There's some work over here I got. So I'm just gonna show you the captured video of this in a way, and just to show you like how it is. And I'm also gonna take a screenshot right over here, and I'll basically put that into Paint, which is over here. Now I'm gonna actually use this. Don't know if it's gonna fit. Right, it is. Alright, well basically it does fit, so just save it. So I'll basically compare this to the screenshot that I've just took. So it's right over here. I'll compare the video to this screenshot that I've took of this. So if I basically go all the way in, basically can make it the full size of my TV and everything like that. So just gonna move on to the captured video, and after that we're gonna go on to talking about the microphone. Alright, so that was just a little bit of a sample about the PC myself, but I'm just gonna leave you with a lot of samples at the end of this video after I've done the questions. Now I'm gonna talk about a little bit more about the microphone bit over here. Alright, so you can only use this when you use the blue red yellow blue kind of cable thing, you know, the analogs, and that's because I don't know, it just blocks it off. So since you're using HDMI, the audio is coming in through the HDMI and it's going to next level place inside this, so it just doesn't go through this. So well, I've actually used this in a lot of my previous videos. Now if you are actually wondering more about the quality from this, there are a lot of videos I've done from Minecraft gameplays and all that kind of crap. Well, I've basically been recording with this. Now when I first use the microphone, if it's a wired microphone, it's gonna have a lot of buzz sound at the background, and you cannot actually hear yourself. But I don't really recommend using the PVPR kind of thing, because I don't know, it's just waste of money. I've been using it, and I didn't really like it. Now if you are using a microphone like something different with no wires that basically just sticks in and stays over here, that's gonna be alright, but it's not gonna be as loud as it is. Depend on the microphone. But if you got something wired, then it's gonna be actually a problem. I know there's some noise at the back, but I don't really recommend you using the microphone on this. If you want to record the gameplay with good quality audio from the commentary and that, just use an external mic from your I don't know, from your smartphone, or basically get a professional mic for like 50 or something, like the Snowball or the Yeti and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and record audio with that. But I don't really recommend using the microphone input, but the output is okay, and also the posting, I mean, and the line in is not really all that much great, because it also has a little bit of a buzz at the back, and that's all because we're using the signal thing over here. I don't know if you can actually see this, but I don't really recommend you using. If you're going to use this capture card, just only use the HDMI feature on it. Don't use that. I don't really like that one. But yeah, that basically gives me into a question. If you want to use your PS3 to record, basically get a HDMI splitter, the 1.3B. That'll basically throw away your HDCP and you can basically record. Now I'm waiting to get one of them so I can record my PlayStation TV, which is right there. But that's basically it for the microphone problems. Now I'm gonna talk about a lot of questions and all that. I'm gonna answer a lot of questions that I've got on the previous video, so you'll don't get confused on getting this. Now first, I'll start off. Well, I got a question. How much was this thing? Actually, I've got them all over there already. Well, I got this for a £50 off eBay. It's a Chinese product, but a lot of capture cards out there are like £100 or something like that, and that's like just bang on my big budget. But I didn't want to get that because I don't know, just didn't feel like. So I saw this one, and it was like £50. So I was like, whoa. And then I just saved it for it a little bit, and then I bought it, and I've been using it since I got it, and I'm actually quite happy with it. I haven't had any problems. Let me just pop all the questions out of the back. Alright, so I just popped up my questions at the back. I know it's a little bit dark, but that's because I'm in a dark room, a little bit darker. Or it's probably my camera that's crap, right? So there was one question called, can you stream with it? Well, that was basically the question. Well, I don't know if there is a way that you can stream, but as long as I know, I don't think you can. But if there is such way where you can like use a HDMI output, go straight into the computer or whatever, and then just pop up in a window or something, you know, the program or the software, whatever, and basically just record your live stream from there on your PC. Other than that, if you can't do that, well, basically then you're alright with it, then you can do it. But other than that, I don't think you can live stream with this. That's basically the answer, no. So the next question is basically, the recording is jerky or stuttery on playback. What is the problem? Alright, so the reason why your videos come out jerky or stuttering on the playback is not because of the capture card, it's because of the things that you plugged into it, not the power source. Well, it's the HDMI input that you use. Now I basically tried recording my phone, and it was basically skipped a whole minute and all that. It went to the end, but then I have to transcode it, and it actually played all fine. And that, I know what the problem was. It was flipping HDMI cable that I was using. So it's either your USB host that you're using. I recommend using a class 10 memory card. Well, at least that's what I use, and I don't get any stuttering on that. But the videos can be jerky because of your HDMI cable or anything, and also it depends on the device that you're playing back on. Because I tried to play back some very next level videos on my phone, like more than 4K or something, I don't know, and they couldn't play back. So you're gonna need a device that can actually handle to play back wherever this thing records. That basically means I don't know, any Android phone out there, almost any Android phone and all that, and you should be able to see your video now. I recommend you getting a class 10 SD card to record on, because that's what I record on, and also get a bare HDMI cable, a very high quality one, so you know, very high speed one and everything. So that basically means like it's continuously giving the feed and not disconnecting or anything. Then hopefully you shouldn't be you shouldn't get any stutters or everything. So yeah, you should be alright with that. The next question is, what resolution can it record at, and does it record at 60 frames per second? Alright, I've actually seriously forgotten about this crap. Forgot to put it on the video. I'll put it on like text on the side. This thing maximum records at, like my PC did, it records my PC at 1080p 30 frames per second. So that's 1080p 30 frames per second. That basically means that's basically the maximum resolution that it's gonna record at. If it's any higher, it's basically gonna scale it down. I think it does that and squishes it in, or if not, it just cuts it off. It also records at 720p 60 frames per second. Now that's why I like recording it, and I basically like to record that all the time, and that's my recommendation. 720p 60 frames per second. Basically, you want to play FIFA or anything on your PS3 or something, you can just pop it up and play. Now if you are using this capture card and you're getting black borders around it, that's basically because you're using a different resolution. It depends on your device that you're using. If it's outputting 1080p but the video is at 720p, it's gonna put black border around it, because it's gonna think that it's a 1080p recording, but it's only a 720p, so it's gonna like be a little box in the middle of the video. And well, I'll actually show you some examples at the end of the video with some text showing you that that's the problem in that. But if your device is outputting at 720p, it's going to record at 60 frames per second. Now you can check that by just looking at the corner of your TV. It's going to show you all the things that it's basically getting, like 1080p 60 Hz and all that. Well, if it's 720p, this thing is going to record at 720p 60 frames per second, full screen, no borders or anything. But if it's any lower than that, it's going to record at 720p, but like the resolution is like lower than 720p. Well, it's going to record at 720p, but it's gonna have black borders around it. It's gonna be 60 frames per second though, but it's gonna have borders around it, and the lower the resolution, the lower the video is gonna go. Like it's gonna put more black borders. but the black borders you can always just cut them off. I basically do that all the time. Not all the time, I don't use it, I don't do it anymore. But if you are recording something with very low resolution, then you should be able to cut it off using a video editing software like Sony Vegas. So that was the answer. Well, it does record at 720p 60 and also 1080p 30, but yeah, that's all resolutions are supported actually. It just it depends on if it's actually going over the 720p limit, you know, the resolution. It's gonna start recording at 1080p and that's gonna leave a black border around. So there's some things to keep in your mind when you're actually getting the device. Now I used my PC and I've actually tried to lower the resolution from the screen resolution option, and they actually just put a black border around it because it's still outputting as 1080p video. So I just put a black border around it with the 720p little box in the middle, and it actually still is clear as crap, man. You can like see everything, but I did put a black border around it, so that's like a pain, but you should be able to get around it. Now the next question is, let's move on. Right, the next question is, can I join two split up files created by this capture card with no missing frames or time? Well, yes you can. This thing actually records in 20-minute segments, whether it's 1080p 30 or 720p 60 or any. It just goes up. The maximum file size this thing records out is 20-minute 2 gigabytes. So that's basically not all that big, or it is massive. Alright, 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, yeah, 20 minutes of and there's a 2 gigabyte file. Now it does split up and it does tell you the names of it. If it's actually split up, it's gonna have like the name encode 108 with the little dash and then 1. That basically means it's the second part of the file. Then it's like the third part is going to be like encode 108-2. that's going to be like the second part, and the one without any dashes after the number for like 108 or something. It's not gonna have any that, but that'll basically be the first part. I'll get to that after this video, hopefully, if I remember. But if you do join them, you're gonna realize that it's actually split them up. But if you do join them up, there is no frames missing. Just like it didn't even stop recording, it just splits the file up and you can actually get on with it, and it doesn't really waste anything, no frames, nothing, no time. It's just like real time. It just doesn't look like that you actually split it up. Just goes on to the second one straight away. So that's basically the question. And next question is, does it support HDCP? Yes, it does. Well, yeah, just like I said throughout the whole video, that you can get a HDMI splitter. I will buy that. So if you wanna stay tuned about that kind of stuff, just subscribe to my channel and I'll show you about that. But it does support HDCP, so it's gonna black hole your PS3 out. I've tried it on a PS3 and it just blacks it out, and it goes like, you know, you can't really record it. You know what is HDCP thing, and it basically blocks it all out. Now the next question is, my PS3 doesn't pop up, it is all black, how can I fix this? Well, that's basically because you're using HDMI through for your PSP, and there's HDCP once again. Well, I don't know, yeah, once again, like it's HDCP is just blacking it all out. So you're gonna want to get something that removes HDCP and then go into it. Now I normally recommend using this port with the PS3, the little stupid port with the microphone spot, and that basically go through the multimedia cable, you know, that squarey kind of thing at the back of your PS3. Get one of them cables and just pop it into here, and they'll basically won't even care about the HDCP, because that's something to do with HDMI cables. That's basically all that I can tell you about PS3s. But the next question is, microphone input is not working, please help. Alright, well, I got this question quite a few times at the back of on my other video, and that's basically because the only reason that it won't be working is either because you're using HDMI or basically using anything else going into HDMI. And I recommend you using that if you want to use a live recording kind of thing, so you don't have to like sync it up and everything. But once again, the microphone input is not really all that great to use. If you are going to use it, the reason it's not working is because you're using HDMI. It only works in this YPBPR input kind of thing. So yeah, you might want to get a converter or anything so you can use that. that's basically it for the question. If you have any other questions, just leave them down in the comments below. I'll be able to answer them like I did in my normal video, my previous video. Now let's move on to a lot of samples. Now I'm just gonna pop up my PC here, and I'll basically try showing them. But before we get into that, I actually want to point out some stuff. I did get one comment on my previous video saying HDMI video is good, but when you use the YPVRP input kind of thing, the video resolution goes all the way down to 480p and it all looks crap and all blurry and everything. Well, it doesn't do that on mine, yeah. Okay, so you better listen. Alright, it depends on your device input that you're using. Like I used my Shield because I wanted to record my commentary and my gameplay, and I actually use this. I go on converter and everything and I use this. Now a video on the converter is also on my channel. If you want to go watch it, just go ahead over to my channel and just write converter, it's gonna pop up. The reason it looks blurry is because it's a signal through the analog cables. It's not HDMI. That's best. It doesn't look all that blurry. You can read everything clearly and you know, all that kind of crap. But it is just a little bit lower than the HDMI input. So I basically stopped that. The only reason I started recording through that was because I wanted to use the microphone in. And when I did, I actually hated it because it is not really good quality and all that. Depending on the microphone, it has a lot of ground noise, and I don't really like that. So I switched on to HDMI, and I basically record with the microphone that I just sync in, and basically that's the only way I record. So it's not really exactly 480p or something, anything that you said. It's just the analogs that you probably used are probably low quality. They're not giving a good quality video out and everything, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, as to go into some samples, I'll probably do a voice over so I can show you something like, you know, some samples and all that. So I'll just plug this in once again. I have to take everything off, and I'll see you around the corner. Alright guys, so this is basically just a voice over on my PC. As you can, I don't know if you can hear me or anything, but just is alright. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit of sample of this recording now. I'm gonna probably have a problem syncing this up, so if my voice is off the timeline or anything, off sync, I mean, just please ignore it for me. So this is basically my PC at the moment. I just wanted to show you some, I know here, actually in screen resolutions. 1 second. Alright, so this is basically the display I'm using, and as you can see, this thing is actually recording at 1080p 30 frames per second, if you haven't noticed this. But the video that you're watching now is a maximum of probably 720p, because I don't know, I can't really do these much kind of videos. So 720p is like right down here, believe it or not. And I'm just gonna switch it down, and I'm gonna apply it, and the thing probably is gonna disconnect. I'm gonna reconnect it and all that kind of crap, but just bear with me here. So this is 1080p. This is what I was talking about with the black borders. As you can see, there are no black borders around the screen or anything. But if I turn it down all the way to, let's say, 720p and apply it, probably gonna disconnect it and start, you know, messing around and all that. Right, so I don't know if it is. Alright, 720p 60 Hz. It is right at the corner of my TV, but as you can see, it's all this black border around, and I can't really go to it. And this is basically a 720p video recording all this, and it's gonna just turn it back because I didn't really like that. Alright, so the capture card doesn't stop recording. That's awesome. So that's basically what I meant by 720p and 1080p. So basically puts a black border around. So it's recording at 1080p, which is like right at the top, and that's because it's right over here. I've actually chose to PC screen only, because if I do a duplicate, it's gonna like turn into a proper crap quality video. So I have to do this now. That's the maximum resolution of the capture card, so it's actually recognized it and it's actually put it here. If I put it down just even a little bit, it's gonna put black border around there, if you can see here. So I don't know if you can see this, but look at all the black border around all that kind of crap around the river. Alright, this is the good bit. Right, so you're gonna want to keep this. Now this also happens if you're doing on a 720p TV. Once again, I'm just going it. If you're like recording on a 720p, I mean, if your device is lower than 720p, it's actually gonna recognize it. The capture card is gonna recognize it, but it's not gonna it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna put black border around it. So I'm just gonna stop this recording, and that was basically all I meant. Actually, I've got the picture here. Yeah, I'll put this picture onto the side on maximum resolution, and taken a screenshot from the PC itself, of course. But we'll see how it goes and all that kind of crap. So I'll just put that picture on the side, comparing it to the original quality of this graphic card, because you cannot see the 1080p resolution I'm recording at right now. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna switch my recording off and just put the annotations on. Boom.
Two flags left.